And good evening. Welcome out to Princeton High School as we get set here for high school basketball action tonight here on Albany TV. Again, I'm Jared Rolvis along with Mike Atkins as our color commentator. Brett Williams tonight again on camera. It's another matchup tonight in the interconference of the GRC. It's the GRC West versus the GRC East. It's Albany versus Princeton. And like to thank our sponsors who can help you bring you tonight's broadcast. BTC Bank, Petty John Auto Centers, locations in Bethany and Albany. Winners Circle Trophies and Awards north of Albany. The Albany Hy-Vee and the B&G in the Morning podcast. American Family Insurance Agent David Smith in Albany and Stanberry. Hogue Lumber Company of Albany and Northwest Cell. Raymond Smith Body Shop of Albany and Lone Star Investments of Albany. Papa's Family Restaurant in Albany and East Fork Lodge and Legacy Event Center of Albany. The Andy's Whistle Stop in downtown Albany. Williams Construction and Electric. Sublime Flamingo Boutique and Briar Patch, both on the west side of the square in Albany. The City of Albany, Albany Booster Club, Albany and Princeton School Districts, and the Printery New Shopper located in Albany. Remember, tonight's pregame brought to you by BTC Bank. BTC Bank, community-minded, just like you. Mike, coming into tonight's game for the Lady Warriors, they come in with a record of 5-15, 2-5 in the GRC West. They end up being the number 7 seed at the GRC Showcase that's coming up on Saturday over at King City. They'll take on Putnam County at noon. For the Princeton Lady Tigers, they're 13-9 this season, 4-3 in the GRC East. They sit as the number 3 seed on the east side of the conference. They'll take on St. Joseph Christian Girls at noon in the new gym at King City on Saturday.
Well, when you look at the Princeton Lady Tigers, I think you start with Addie Hankey, who as a sophomore has already hit the 1,000-point mark in her career, but they've got other people to go along with her. They've been pretty good. In fact, at 13-9, maybe a little bit of a surprise. I thought they might be ready to take a jump into the next echelon of the conference. Now and then next year they will be in the GRC West.
Yes.
And I would think with what they've got returning, they lose a couple of seniors, obviously.
Yeah, they'll lose Caitlin Gardner, Mackenzie Duncan, and Haley Looper. And Mackenzie Duncan, one of those key players for them the past couple of years. So she'll be a big loss to that team. But we were talking about it on the drive over. These two teams could kind of be right in the middle next year if they if Albany takes a leap that we think they might. But if Princeton takes a little bit of a leap too, they could be looking towards the top of the conference next year.
Well, especially in the GRC West.
Yes.
With you look at what South Harrison's got coming back over in the East, and they're playing for the conference championship this year against King City. You figure they're probably the favorite in the East, but I think by the move to the West, Princeton Lady Tigers immediately become one of the favorites to win that division. And, I mean, there are going to be some other good teams there.
And one of them will be the team they'll play on Saturday.
St. Joe Christian, and they've had some losses that kind of were head scratchers. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But they are an extremely talented team. They shoot a lot of threes. Maybe that's one of the issues. If the threes don't fall, then they're fairly common, like a lot of teams would be.
Yes.
But I do think the Princeton Lady Tigers will be one of the teams to be reckoned with in the GRC West next year.
And, again, we will be bringing you coverage on Saturday of the Albany games. One of those will feature Princeton, though. That'll be the 10:30 game, the number 4 seed on the East and the West. It'll be Princeton boys versus Albany boys. We'll have that for you here on Albany TV Saturday at 10:30. And then we'll switch over to the old gym for the girls' 7th place game, which, again, will feature Albany and Putnam County. That game will be at noon. Those will be the 2 games that we'll cover on Albany TV from the GRC Showcase on Saturday at King City.
Well, and last year in that showcase, the GRC West, I think, either split or had a slight edge in wins. That may be flip-flopped this year.
Yes.
The Lady Warriors, I mean, finishing 7th is a little bit of a jump for them, especially everybody says, "Yeah, big deal. You go from 8th to 7th." Yeah, but when you go through a season where you didn't win a game,
and you get up to 5.
You really only had one game that you even had a chance to win, really. And I think there was another game maybe they had a lead at halftime and then got blown out in the second half. So to get to 5 wins, that's at least a step in the right direction. And here, these last couple of games, they've looked two freshmen have really looked good. Jordan Sturkis and Haley Wink have both been pretty impressive in some of the things they've done. And I know they always talk about injuries are no excuse. Well, when you're a Class 1, Class 2 high school basketball team and you lose 2 starters to injury, that is kind of an excuse. In fact, there were probably some other victories out there
that they probably could have had.
They had a shot at with those 2 people playing.
Well, and you look at the Stanberry game at the King City tournament. For the 2 times that Albany played them before, it was, I believe it was a 4-point game in favor of Stanberry at the Albany tournament, and then it was Albany that beat Stanberry by a point during the during the conference game, and then at the King City tournament with Albany missing 2 starters, it ends up being a 30-point ball game.
Yeah, and it's just, we've talked about this before on pregame broadcast about there are no moral victories in sports. I just don't believe that. Maybe at the pro level and even at the highest levels of college basketball, that may be true. But in high school basketball, there are a lot of moral victories. That you're just completely outmanned, you're playing shorthanded, and you fight your tail off and get in a competitive game and lose. I mean, as a coach, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of games coaching that kids won, and I wasn't real happy with what we did, either effort or whatever. We were just more talented, and we were able to win the game. And then at the same time, I've had some games I coached that we lost the game, and a guy told me he didn't understand that. And there's a Grant Little Rice quote. It's not whether you won or lost, and I'm paraphrasing, but how you played the game. And it really is true at the high school level, I believe.
Yes.
And you can be unhappy with a win and not happy with a loss, but
you can live with the loss.
You can live with the loss based on what your kids did. And I think that's probably what Coach Epperly's looking for. He just wants his kids to compete every night, compete as long as they can. For one of the things we've seen is they've had stretches where they've looked really, really good, but they just can't sustain that level of play, and it kills them in the long run. Or maybe in some games that they've won, that stretch was good enough to get them a lead, and they were able to hold on for the victory. And that's what but you've still got a lot of young kids.
Yes.
You're going to lose 1 senior off this team, and that's one of the starters that's injured and not playing. Yeah. And you maybe have arguably the best athlete, if not
Abby
the best
Tronson,
player, in Abby Tronson. She's been out for a long period of time, and it's just a tough way to go at this level. And
again, they are relying on 2 freshmen to start, and they have started most of the season. There's been a couple of games where they haven't started whenever the Warriors have been at full strength, but for the most part, since the end of December or since the beginning of January, these 2 freshmen have really come up big and had to start. Not a lot of teams in Class 1, Class 2 basketball that can bring in starters like that and end up being your top scorers here by the end of the season. We'll let you listen in here to the starting lineup before we get set for the B&G in the Morning podcast. Starting lineups here from Princeton tonight on Albany TV. Remember, your starting lineups are going to be brought to you by the B&G in the Morning podcast. Check them out on Spotify, Anchor, and Facebook.
We'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's contest between the visiting Albany Warriors and your Princeton Tigers. We are going to have the playing of the national anthem performed by the Princeton High School Band. We ask you to rise and move cover, face the flag located on the east side of the gym.
And now it's time for your B&G in the Morning podcast starting lineups.
For the Albany Lady Warriors, starting number 2, Haley Wink. Number 10, Jenna Smith. Number 15, Addison Crawford. Number 21, Brooke Wink. And number 24, Jordan Sturgis. And now, Tiger fans, on your feet, starting for the Princeton Tigers, sophomore, 5'6", number 3, Annie Hickey. Senior, 5'6", number 10, Claire Buckler. Senior, 5'7", number 12, Caitlin Gertner. Senior, 5'6", number 20, Mackenzie Duncan. And junior, the 5'10", junior, number 29, Grace Kelly.
So again, those are your B&G in the Morning podcast starting lineups. Again, for Albany, they will start with Haley Wink, Jenna Smith, Addison Crawford, Brooke Wink, and Jordan Sturkis. For Princeton, it'll be Addie Hankey, and then seniors, Claire Buckler, Caitlin Gerdner, Mackenzie Duncan, and junior Grace Kelly. Remember, tonight's starting lineups again brought to you by the B&G in the Morning podcast. Check out the B&G in the Morning podcast with Brett Williams and Gavin Schausch on Anchor, Spotify, and Facebook. As well, make sure to listen to their Super Bowl forecast of who they think is going to win, what the score will be for Brett Williams. He's already given his throughout the playoffs. We'll see if he comes up with a change here before they bring out their next podcast. The opening tip-off here between Grace Kelly, Jordan Sturkis. Albany will win the opening tip-off.
Well, and an early thing to watch is I'm sure they're going to see some pressure defense.
As Jenna Smith hits one from the baseline.
That's another been a bright spot.
Yes.
Another bright spot for the Warriors here the last few games. Had 11 points in the King City tournament.
Hankey short from 3. Rebound picked up here by Princeton. A jump ball stays here with Princeton. Sorry, continue.
Well, I was going to say that had a big game there. But for the Warriors, offensive rebounding and turnovers, I think, has been a big factor in games that they've played.
Sturkis fighting for the rebound, stolen back away by Hankey. Trying to throw it back in the middle, picked up here by Jenna Smith. Crawford with the basketball, sends it up top for Brooke Wink. Man-to-man defense played here by Princeton to start the game. Addison Crawford out to Jenna Smith, puts in another from the left elbow extended.
Well, back-to-back buckets for Jenna Smith. Hey, as long as she's hot, get her the ball. Warriors start man-to-man.
Mackenzie Duncan with it right wing. Up top for Buckler, over to left wing for Hankey. Again, Hankey last week finishing with her 1,000th point, and we talked about a little bit in pregame for a sophomore, a huge feat for her, and we can't wait to continue to watch her continue to grow in the GRC the next couple of years.
It's going to be a tough matchup for the Warriors, too. I believe
Yes.
They got to start with Haley Wink on her. Picked up her first, I believe.
Yep. And that'll be the Warriors' first foul as well as Hankey hits her first shot. Second free throw from Addie Hankey is good. Full court man-to-man pressure put on here by Princeton. And this one will be tipped out of bounds off the hands of Hankey. And this has been one of those bugaboos for the Warriors, is going up against a full court pressure. And they're going to have to deal with it here early. Ball inbounds to Brooke Wink, and she's going to travel with the basketball.
Well, turnovers and rebounding have been the two big things that have bitten the Warriors all year. They don't have a lot of size. They don't really have a dominant ball handler. They've kind of got to do it by committee.
Pass intended for Hankey, stolen away here by Brooke Wink. She'll slow things up, gets it to the right wing for Smith, up to Brooke Wink. Over left wing, Haley Wink from 2. Off the side of the iron, it'll go out of bounds off the Warriors. And Warriors start out in a man-to-man defense. Usually something for them. We usually see them come out in a zone, but they start out in a man-to-man. Quickly checking in here for the Lady Tigers is Gracie Allnut.
Well, and you'd kind of like to see it. I mean, they sit in that zone, and it doesn't. They will go to some zone, I think, to protect themselves in the event of foul trouble.
And Haley Wink will pick up her second as Addie Hankey puts it in off the glass, picks up the foul as well.
Well, and one thing that the zone defense would do for the Warriors, it would help protect some of their players from foul trouble, and you would assume the athleticism of Addie Hankey would make it harder for her to get to the basket and against the zone defense.
And she'll miss her free throw. Rebound put up that time by Allnut, can't get it to go. And then Grace Kelly gets it to go in for two. 6-4, Princeton with the lead. Jenna Smith brings the ball across midcourt, gets stuck in the coffin corner. It'll be a jump ball, goes to the Warriors.
Well, and that's the coffin corner. Either you don't go there, or if you go there, make sure you've got somewhere to get out of there if you go.
Sturkis drives down to the block. She'll be fouled. Will go to the line to shoot two. And I believe if she would have looked up, had a wide open Addison Crawford on the weak side block.
She had Crawford for a layup.
Foul this time goes here against Grace Kelly. That'll be her first, team's first, as Sturkis will go to the line here for two free throws. And her first off iron. Second free throw attempt upcoming from Sturkis is good. Princeton girls lead 6-5 as we're a minute 15 here into the ball, 2 minutes 15 here into the ball game. Buckler up top for Duncan, back over to Buckler. They've got Hankey running up at that high post. The Warriors put Addison Crawford on her now with Haley Wink in foul trouble. Up top for Duncan. Over for Allnut, trying to get it down to Buckler on the block. Her shot tipped that time by Sturkis, picked up by Haley Wink. Addison Crawford up top to Brooke Wink, right wing for Jenna Smith. For Crawford. Back out Brooke Wink into the corner to Haley Wink, down to the block for Crawford. Tipped out of bounds off the hands of Mackenzie Duncan. And checking in will be Keely Siddons for Haley Wink, as she'll sit down with two fouls here early. Just 3 minutes into the ball game. Crawford's pass picked up by Sturkis as she crosses midcourt. Tries dribbling with it, has it knocked out of bounds. That time by Grace Kelly.
Well, and among the many things that we've seen the Warriors do to cause some turnovers, trying to split defenders with the dribble has been an issue that's caused a lot of their turnovers.
Sturkis will get this one off for Brooke Wink from the right elbow up top to Crawford. Back to Wink. Over for Siddons. To Jenna Smith. Siddons again, top of the key. Crawford right wing. One thing we have seen with the Warriors, they could get very methodical looking for the perfect shot. Sometimes don't necessarily take a shot whenever it's a good shot, but maybe not a perfect shot. That time Wink brings it down to the baseline just a little too hard.
Might have had a couple of shots that were passed up, but the Warriors did a better job. One of the things we've talked about with Albany is the ball has a tendency to stick.
Yes.
And that is one thing we've seen that's been a little different in the start of this game.
Sturkis from the baseline gets it to go in for two. Warriors lead 7-6, over halfway through this first quarter of play. Hankey with the basketball, top of the key. She'll send over to left wing for Duncan. Into the corner to Grace Kelly. Allnut going off glass, gets it to fall in. Siddons will inbounds. And a 5-second call goes here against the Warriors.
Quick five.
Grace Kelly will inbounds up to Addie Hankey, top of the key, deep three, off the mark, out of bounds. Ball inbounds for Brooke Wink. Gets it for Siddons.
Oh.
Now Crawford, top of the key, three, banks it in.
Bank three. The Warriors take an early lead. Look good so far.
Yes.
Much better handling pressure.
Trying to get down to Buckler, and it's going to go out of bounds off of a mixture of Siddons and Sturkis on the block.
But defensively, they've had a little trouble with that baseline screen that's freed up the Tigers for some pretty easy shots. They've gotten some blocks.
Hankey from three, can't get it to go in. Sturkis pulls away the rebound, gets it now for Siddons. Siddons kind of gets stuck in a trap, and they're going to get a foul here against Princeton, and it's going to go against Claire Buckler. Foul against Buckler, her first, team second.
Give Coach Epperly credit, too. He's come up with some things, a couple of different ways to try to get the ball in bounds.
Siddons gets it over now for Jenna Smith. High post for Crawford, and they missed Brooke Wink as Sturkis comes away with the offensive rebound, puts it back up in for two. A strong rebound and put back there by Sturkis as she was kind of falling backwards. So a 4-point Warrior lead, 2:15 left to play here in the first quarter. Buckler up top now to Kelly, over for Hankey left wing. Trying to feed it down inside to Buckler, and they're going to get a foul against the Warriors. I think they're going to get Brooke Wink a little bit of hand check to the back.
Well, we're about 6 minutes in. The Warriors have a 4-point lead, and we've talked about extending the good play that they've had. I mean, here they've had 6 minutes of it, and really for us, about the most we've seen is 4. So that is progress for the Lady Warriors.
Randa Shahan, who newly entered in, gets the ball in for Hankey. Leaving it off for Duncan, and the pass goes off her hands, out of bounds. Crawford to inbounds. Gets it for Brooke Wink. Now to Crawford as she'll bring the ball across midcourt here for the Lady Warriors. Siddons with the basketball. And that time Addie Hankey watches the pass, goes up, takes it all the way to the glass, puts it in for two. And you could just see that pass coming. You could see Hankey just hiding off in the weeds a little bit, waiting for that pass. As Sturkis gets it, puts up the shot, and she'll put it in for two. And Mike, that's one thing for Jordan Sturkis we've seen the past couple of games. She has the opportunity if she wants to dribble in, take a layup.
Yeah.
But she's really good kind of that from that short, medium range jumper as Duncan puts one up from the left elbow and drains it.
That's a nice touch. I think the next step in the evolution is just maybe a little bit more awareness.
And Wink gets the ball in, gets it here for Crawford. Back to Brooke Wink as she'll bring it across the timeline. Drives it all the way down to the block. A little too hard off glass, but a perfect pass to Sturkis, and she'll be fouled as she goes up and will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
And you said that tongue-in-cheek.
Yes.
I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
But it was a perfect pass. It was
but
right
it
to
was.
her.
It was right to her.
Don't think it was an intentional pass, but a quick timeout going to be called. We're back after this Petty General Center timeout when we come back in a moment here on Albany TV.
Show your school spirit with a BTC Bank School Mascot Debit Card. Choose the card that fits your favorite local school, and you can earn that school extra cash. Available for new accounts or replacement cards for an existing account. Visit one of BTC Bank locations to get your school mascot debit card today, where they can instantly issue your new card. BTC Bank, community-minded just like you. Member FDIC.
Community-minded just like you. BTC Bank.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms and ranches is at the heart of what we do. After all, it's where we got our start more than 90 years ago. We understand the hard work that goes into building and sustaining your business. And that's why we offer customizable policies that protect everything you've worked hard for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves. Contact me today.
For details, stop by and talk to Agent David Smith at 116 South Smith Street in Albany or at 303 North Park Street in Stanberry, or call 660-726-3536 today.
And welcome back out again here to Princeton as we get set with Jordan Sturkis shooting 2 free throws. That foul last time went against Gracie Allnut, her first, team's third. It's a 14-12 lead in favor of the Warriors as Sturkis' shot Misses off back iron.
She's been an acceptable free throw shooter in the early going. We'd like to see her get a little bit better as she gets older. I think that'll probably happen. I think the thing the Warriors need to really guard against here is staying mentally tough enough to deal with the pressure, because we've all seen it that sometimes those steals have a tendency to come in spurts.
Hankey misses the three. A jump ball stays here with Princeton now. The Warriors that time got a little lucky as Hankey missed the three as the Warriors were late coming from the switch. As Hankey's shot goes off back iron. Rebound pulled in by Jenna Smith. 15-12, Warriors lead, 30 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Brooke Wink gets it here for Jordan Sturkis. Stolen away here by Grace Kelly. And it'll be knocked out of her hands from behind by Keely Siddons. 22 seconds remain here in the opening quarter, 15-12. Warriors hold a 3-point lead here over Princeton. Inside to Grace Kelly, goes up off glass for two. Nice little feed off the glass there.
Yeah, and a good strong take to the basket.
And that one will be tipped out of bounds off the hands of Grace Kelly. And now Addison Crawford will inbounds here for the Warriors. Looks like Princeton is going to allow that inbounds, which gets the Warriors a good couple of passes down to Sturkis as she'll be fouled here on the floor with 11.2.
But I don't think she intended to do that, but a good foul, really, by Princeton. It saves the layup, makes the Warriors take the ball out of bounds.
That'll be the second against Gracie Allnut, team's fourth. As she'll come out, checking back in will be Randa Shahan. Jenna Smith from three, no good. Rebound made by Shahan.
It'll be last second shot time for the Lady Tigers.
Shahan has the shot tipped there by Brooke Wink. And we will go to the second quarter with the Warriors leading by one, 15-14. We're back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
Northwest Cell, your local cell phone provider, is a proud supporter of all local schools. Northwest Cell has authorized agents located in Albany, Grant City, Maryville, Mound City, Oregon, Rockport, Stanberry, and Tarkio. Stop in at any of Northwest Cell's authorized agents or visit nwmcell.com to learn about their FlexPay unlimited data plans or any of this month's hot deals.
Tanya McCampbell of Lone Star Investments at 120 South Smith Street in Albany has been your hometown financial advisor since 2009. When you need help securing your future, give Tanya a call at 660-726-5119. Lone Star Investment Securities are offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer member of Fintra SIPC. Advisory services are through Cambridge Investment Research Advisories Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Lone Star Investments are not affiliated. Give Tanya a call at 660-726-5119 at Lone Star Investments to secure your future.
And welcome back out again here to Princeton as Albany will have the basketball to start out the second quarter play. They lead here 15-14. Siddons with the basketball. Up top for Jenna Smith. Over left wing for Brooke Wink. Up to Crawford.
You almost like to see the Warriors. They get that high screen, but they don't turn and get themselves to the basket.
As Brooke Wink makes a cut to the basket, goes to the hoop, can't get it to fall in. Rebound picked up here by Princeton. And that's kind of been Brooke Wink's kind of bugaboo. She's gotten those shots that look good going up, just can't quite get them to fall. And that's been going on for most of the season for her.
Well, and when you see especially a lot of young players do that, it's almost like they're looking for where the contact's going to come from, as opposed to finding the basket. You know,
yes.
I've heard from coaches that you shoot the ball with your eyes when you're in around the basket.
The pass to Jordan Sturkis goes through her hands, out of bounds. Princeton has now taken their first lead here of the game, 16-15. 45 seconds into the second quarter of play.
With the problems the Warriors have had offensively, though, 15 points in a quarter, that's an explosion.
Yeah. Up top here for Grace Kelly. Trying to send it back to Hankey. She will be fouled. Will go to line to shoot 2 free throws. And the foul this time here against Albany is going to go against Brooke Wink. And that will be her second, team's 5th. So Hankey to shoot 2 free throws. Her first free throw hits off back iron. Haley Wink will check in for her sister Brooke, each with 2 fouls. Checking out for Princeton is Audrey Kelly. Checking in for her will be Claire Buckler.
Well, and that's one of the other things we've talked about is just a really thin bench for the Warriors.
Hankey misses both free throws. Rebound picked up by Jordan Sturkis. Jenna Smith brings it across. Trying to send it down to Haley Wink. From a tough angle under the basket, gets it to go off glass for 2.
Well, tough pass to handle and a really nice catch and finish in around the basket.
Especially for somebody who's been on the bench for most of the first quarter, as Addie Hankey comes back and gives Princeton Tigers the lead, as the foul going to be called here against Claire Buckler. That will be her second, team's 5th. Ball inbounds here to Crawford. Over to Siddon's right wing. And they're going to get another foul here against Buckler. That's going to be her 3rd, team's 6th. So both teams featuring a little bit of early foul trouble here early in the game, as Audrey Kelly will check back in here for Princeton. Haley Wink trying to send it down to Jordan Sturkis inside, gets fouled, will go to line to shoot 2 free throws.
Warriors passing has been a lot better tonight too.
Foul
Nice
will go
find.
against Addie Hankey, her first. Well, on that one, you can kind of tell those two have kind of been playing for a couple of years together. They're both freshmen, but playing in middle school, things like that, as the first shot from Jordan Sturkis hits off front iron. Just the way that pass went in and how it went in, you could tell they played a lot of basketball together the past couple of years. Sturkis' second free throw hits off back iron. Rebound is going to be pulled in by Princeton. Hankey takes it to the glass and puts it in for 2. A timeout going to be called here by Princeton with 6:15 left to play here in the second quarter. 20-17 is the lead in favor of Princeton. We're back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
Guys, Valentine's Day is in 7 days. I repeat, Valentine's Day is in 7 days. Thankfully, Briar Patch Flowers and Gifts on the west side of the square in Albany is here to help you out. The Briar Patch can help you look good this Valentine's Day with fresh flower arrangements, candy bouquets, green plants, customized cups, and so much more. You still have time, so call Marilyn at the Briar Patch on the west side of the square in Albany at 660-726-4170 so she can help you navigate Valentine's Day.
Welcome back out again here to Princeton. And Mike, as we just heard from that ad from the Briar Patch, don't forget Valentine's Day a week from today, so we'll be calling basketball.
They're doing it again this year? I mean, they do that all
we
the
don't have to
time?
worry about it. We'll be calling basketball games against South Harrison, so you might have to have something planned, though, for Kathy, as Warriors kind of get lucky there as the ball rolls around. Sturkis from the left elbow, can't get it to fall in.
Well, and Princeton has changed their pressure, little half-court action that's would behoove the Warriors not to dribble across the midcourt line and pick it up, or they're going to be trapped.
Randa Shahan with it right wing. Feeds it up top to Duncan, trying to feed it into Grace Kelly. Knocked back out, picked up by Hankey. Hankey goes up, puts it in off the glass and gets the foul.
I think we're getting to the point where the Warriors may have to go back to that zone just to, because they have no answer for Addie Hankey going to the basket.
Jenna Smith will check out. Brooke Wink checks back in. And Mackenzie Duncan will check out as Gracie Allnut checks back in for Princeton. A timeout going to be called here by the Warriors. We're back after this Petty Genola Center timeout here on Albany TV.
Whether you are hungry for a burger, steak, fish, Mexican, or fresh salad bar, Papa's Family Restaurant in Albany has it all. Papa's also has daily lunch specials with the lunch buffet on Wednesdays. Make sure you leave room for dessert though, because you shouldn't leave without trying some of Christie's homemade pies, cookies, or other goodies. For a delicious meal at a great price and an even better atmosphere, you have to head to Papa's Family Restaurant on 136 in Albany.
And welcome back out again here to Princeton. At the free throw line will be the sophomore Addie Hankey as she tries to finish off the three-point play. Already Hankey with the early 12 points. Still 5:30 left here in the second quarter. Misses on the free throw, rebound picked up here by Haley Wink. Crawford loses it, picked up by Hankey, and then having the shot blocked that time was Grace Kelly as Sturkis comes away with the block. Knocked out of bounds on the sideline here by Addie Hankey. Now Princeton going to a little 1-2-2 zone. As Brooke Wink gets it, she'll have it blocked away by Allnut, gets her own rebound. Haley Wink up top to Siddons. Gets it for Brooke Wink on the right wing.
Trying to trap a little bit out of this.
Feeds it down to the corner, Crawford for Sturkis, and she's going to be fouled before she can get the shot off. So it'll be here on the floor. She will go to the line, though, for the 1-and-1. And the foul is going to go against Audrey Kelly. That'll be her first. Team's 8th. A free throw here from Jordan Sturkis on the front end of the 1-and-1. No good. Haley Wink with the rebound, and the putback is good. 22-19 Princeton with a 3-point lead. And the Warriors now come out in that 2-3 zone. As they'll get it to Grace Kelly inside. Her shot no good, comes away with her own rebound, puts it up and in, and gets the foul. Foul this time here against the Lady Warriors goes against Haley Wink, so she'll quickly pick up her third. So Haley Wink, Claire Buckler each with 3 fouls here. As checking in for Princeton is Mackenzie Duncan. Jenna Smith will check back in here for Haley Wink.
Well, and strange, both teams during the timeout both go to some zone. But the Warriors really need to cut down on penetration up top and not let it get into the back line of that zone.
Addison Crawford will bring the ball across midcourt up top to Brooke Wink, to the high post to Sturkis. And that pass just a little too hot for her to handle. Pass quickly up to Hankey, gets the bucket and the foul.
Going to be 3 on Brooke Wink too.
That will be. So 3 fouls against Brooke Wink, 3 fouls against Haley Wink. And the Warriors are going to have to make some tough decisions here. With still a lot of time left here in the second quarter, they'll bring in Jasmine Valderrama.
Well, that's true. And of all the problems we've had with the injuries, not only do you lose 2 starters, but it also makes your bench really, really thin.
Yes. Ball rebounded here by Shahan. She'll put it up and in for 2. 28-19. Princeton scored 14 points in the first quarter. They've got 14 points in the first half of the second quarter as Jenna Smith puts one in from the block.
Well, Valderrama was trying to hit Sturkis and just pass was too high, but it ended up right in Smith's hands. Fortuitous turn of events for the Warriors.
And the pass to Kelly is kept from being a backcourt violation, picked up by Allnut.
And this is one of the things that Warriors need to advance here down the road too, is 50-50 balls they just don't get.
Shahan from 3, left wing, drains it. And it's up to now a 10-point Princeton lead here, 31-21. Siddons sends it over to Shahan, to Hankey. Now back over to Allnut. She can't get the shot to fall. And then the rebound going to go out of bounds here off of Gracie Allnut.
Well, a little panic sets in for the Warriors here, and this is what we talked about. Played a great first quarter, and now that just kind of gone away here in the second quarter.
Crawford leaves it off for Siddons. Pass to Crawford, too tall. Goes right to Valderrama. Crawford from 3.
Had Sturkis.
Sturkis comes away at the rebound, gets it in for 2. And they also had Jenna Smith open again on the block.
Yeah, that's their vision's not very good right now.
Hankey from 3, drains it. Valderrama gets it to Jenna Smith for Sturkis on the block. Can't get the shot to fall, and it's going to go out of bounds here off of Hankey.
A lot of opportunities. Just got to finish.
Now Lexi Nicely will check in here for Jenna Smith with 2.5 left here in the second quarter. It's an 11-point Princeton lead. Grace Kelly will check out. Checking in for her will be Audrey Kelly. Ball inbounds to Siddons. Gets it to Jordan Sturkis to the right elbow to Crawford. And she is going to be fouled. We'll go to the line for the 1-and-1. And they're going to get this foul here on Addie Hankey. That'll be her second, team's 9th. And her shot misses to the left. Hankey with the basketball. Leaves it down on the block for Audrey Kelly. Back up to Mackenzie Duncan at the free throw line. Duncan's shot misses off front iron. Picked up by Allnut to Shahan, who puts it in.
Well, again, we talked about the rebounding. 9 offensive rebounds for a not overly tall Princeton lineup.
And the shot from the free throw line bounces out there on Siddons. Hankey quickly gets it up to Shahan, who puts it up off glass for 2. 38-23, Princeton with the lead. 1:34 left here in the second quarter. Siddons gets it to Crawford. Dribbles through, puts up a shot, can't get it to go. Hankey back in transition. Takes it to the glass, can't get it to go. Lexi Nicely with the rebound. And it's stolen away from her as there will be a jump ball. Stays here with Princeton. Duncan will inbounds. Allnut inside to Shahan, goes up, will be fouled. Will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws as Lexi Nicely will pick up her first personal 19 foul. And the first free throw from Shahan bounces out. Jasmine Valderrama will check out as Jenna Smith checks in. And Grace Kelly checks back in here for Princeton. As the second free throw no good. Rebound is going to be picked up, though, by Mackenzie Duncan.
Well, there's no box out. The Warriors just got pushed right underneath the basket. And as we've said before, when you box out inside the lane, you're not getting that call.
And there will be a travel called here against Audrey Kelly. 56 seconds remain here in the first half. 38-23 is the Princeton lead. Crawford up top to Jenna Smith. Trying to get up to Siddons, stolen away here by Audrey Kelly. Kelly goes up, can't get the shot to go. Tipped out of bounds off the hands of Sturkis. Mackenzie Duncan will inbounds. Grace Kelly drives to the basket. Her shot off glass is good for 2. She's got 10 points now here in the ball game.
In a 26-point quarter thus far for the Lady Tigers.
Jenna Smith gets it to Sturkis up the left elbow. Into the corner, Siddons from 3. Misses as Shahan comes away with the rebound. Shot from Hankey, left wing, drains it. Crawford at the buzzer. Can't bank it in. So it ends up being a 20-point Princeton lead at the half after the Warriors led by 1 going into the second quarter. We're back with more in a moment here on Albany TV.
Sublime Flamingo Boutique on the west side of the square in Albany is your prom dress headquarters in Gentry County. They have prom dresses in stock and are taking appointments now. So schedule your appointment to find the best dress today. If you're needing something stylish and cute for your princess, you don't need to head to the city and the big box stores. Instead, you can visit Sublime Flamingo Boutique in Albany. Call and schedule your appointment early at 660-851-1122 or book online at sublimeflamingoboutique.com. Stay local with Sublime Flamingo Boutique, LLC, on the square in Albany.
This is Jamie at East Fork Lodge and Ranch in Albany, Missouri. We are excited to announce that we are nearing completion of our new 9-bedroom main lodge. All bedrooms are located on the ground floor and have 2 queen-size beds, with 2 of those rooms having an additional full-size sofa bed. The dining hall, kitchen, and 33-seat theater room are located within the lodge but can be rented for family gatherings, reunions, or any other celebrations you may have in mind. We are taking reservations now, so contact me at jamie@eastforklodge.com.
Are you needing more space in your home and looking to remodel, or just start from scratch and have your dream home built? Then contact Williams Construction LLC and Electric in Albany. Williams Construction LLC and Electric in Albany can help you with all of your building needs. Big or small, they do it all at Williams Construction LLC and Electric. Contact them today at 660-483-0255 or 660-726-2417.
Andy's Whistle Stop is a fully functional coffee shop with Wi-Fi located in an old church with stunning stained glass windows in downtown Albany. Andy serves specialty lattes, drip coffee, Americanos, cappuccinos, hot chocolate, Italian sodas, and tea, along with in-house made baked goods. Andy's is open Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., and on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Start your morning in a beautiful setting in downtown Albany at Andy's Whistle Stop. Your hometown Albany Hy-Vee is your sporting snack headquarters for all of your favorite sports. If you want to bring the smells of the games to your living room, your Albany Hy-Vee has you covered. So make a big play by getting all of your sports snack favorites before the next big play happens at your local Albany Hy-Vee.
Where there's a helpless smile in every eye. Shop Hy-Vee.
And welcome back out again here to Princeton as they've got a chuck-a-duck going on. I don't know if I would want to put my cell phone as a thing to have it chucked at, but that's what the aiming for is in the center of the Tiger inside the P there at center court. So they're going to have a chuck-a-duck here. I believe the proceeds will go here to elementary principal and assistant football coach Wes Gilkey.
There's one in there tight.
I said again, tonight is a gray out tonight in favor of Team Gilkey. Two of them in real tight there. Couple more going. So it looks like, there one right over. I think that's all of them maybe. Nope, one more coming out. Oh, there's one. So we got a couple that are just really close there. So, but again, like to thank our sponsors. Help you bring you tonight's broadcast. BTC Bank, Petty General Centers, locations in Bethany and Albany. Winner's Circle Trophies and Awards north of Albany and the Albany Hy-Vee. The BNG in the Morning podcast. American Family Insurance Agent David Smith in Albany and Stanberry. Hogue Lumber Company of Albany. Northwest Cell. Raymond Smith Body Shop of Albany. Lone Star Investments of Albany. Papa's Family Restaurant in Albany. The East Fork Lodge and Legacy Event Center of Albany. Andy's Whistle Stop in downtown Albany. Williams Construction and Electric, Sublime Flamingo Boutique on the square in Albany, the Briar Patch Flowers and Gifts on the west side of the square in Albany, the City of Albany, Albany Booster Club, Albany and Princeton School District, and the Printer and New Shopper, located in Albany. So they've got somebody that at $150 here for their Chuck-a-Duck. And I believe the proceeds went to Wes Gilkey, again, elementary principal and assistant football coach. And Mike, again, we talked about it's a gray out night for him, dealing with colon cancer. And so as part of the GRC, part of Albany TV, we would like to send our well wishes to Mr. Gilkey as well. It's just, cancer is just a horrible thing no matter who it hits. And when it's somebody close to us, especially in our conference, the conference really kind of pulls together for things like that.
The conference does, and it's one of the things you love about small towns.
Yes.
Is it's not only a tragedy for he and his family, it's a tragedy for the whole community, and they all rally around that. And for people that make fun of small town living or Midwest living,
they've never lived in a small town.
That's what they don't know, and they don't understand, and they never will.
Yes.
But it's one of the reasons why I've loved it for these many years.
Yes. Well, let's take a look here at the stats from the first half for Princeton. They're shooting 19 for 36 from the field, 3 for 7 from behind the three-point arc, 2 for 10 from the free throw line. They're led in scoring. Addie Hankey with 20 points, 10 points for Grace Kelly, 9 points for Randa Shahan, 2 points for Gracie Allnut, 2 points so far for Megan Duncan. For Albany, they're shooting 10 to 24 from the field, 1 for 4 from behind the three-point arc, 2 for 8 from the free throw line. They're led by Jordan Sturkis with 10 points, 6 points for Jenna Smith, 4 points for Haley Wink, 3 points for Addison Crawford. One of the big things is, though, foul trouble for both teams. Haley Wink, Brooke Wink, each with 3 fouls for Albany. For Princeton, they got 3 fouls on Claire Buckler, 2 fouls on Addie Hankey and Gracie Allnut. So foul trouble for both teams here early as well.
Well, and that's when Brooke and Haley Wink had to sit down with foul trouble. That's where the game really got away from the Warriors.
Yes.
I think it was still a 4 or 6 point game, even though they'd given up their first quarter lead. It was still a 4 or 6 point game, and it blew open after that. And now it's down. Now they find themselves down 20. One of the big thing that I noticed at the end of the first quarter, the Warriors had 3 turnovers, 7 in the second quarter. And again, we've harped on this in the past, but 10 offensive rebounds for Princeton in the first half.
Yeah.
And a lot of those got converted. But Addie Hankey has been a monster for the Warriors. If they go man-to-man, she drives around them and scores in around the basket. You go to a zone, she shoots it outside. And the Warriors just haven't had an answer and let's be honest, haven't had a lot of awareness of where she is and to let her get that open for a three-point shooting, because I think she's hit 2 or 3 threes in addition to her 20.
I said she's 2 for 6 so far from the three-point arc, and she's hit the last 2. The first 4 were right on, but she didn't stop shooting. She knows she can make them, and in her case, a lot of those first 4 that she missed were open. The Warriors got caught on a screen. She had an open 3, just couldn't quite get them to fall, but again has hit now the last 2.
Well, going in that you got a sophomore that's already scored 1,000 points in her career. That's somebody you've got to be concerned with. And so she misses a couple. I think you probably assume, or you should assume, that's not going to continue.
Exactly.
So you still need to go get with them. And again, the Warriors rebounding. I've always said that I kind of harp on those 2 things, so rebounding and turnovers. And I guess those were my 2 pet peeves as a coach.
Yeah.
I didn't want my kids turning it over, because those are shots you don't get, or opportunities offensively you don't get. And then at the same time, people think size is all there is to rebounding, and it is a factor.
Yes.
Jumping ability is a factor, but also effort is maybe one of the bigger factors. And you got to have a desire to keep somebody off the glass.
Yes,
and not only off the glass, but outside of the lane as well, or above the middle of the lane, or you never get an over the back call. And the Warriors just have not done that. And that's there's just some of those things that have to be a consideration. I mean, you got to. Everybody talks about, if you're being too negative, Yeah, well, maybe, but you talk about what helps you win, but you also got to know what types of things get you beat.
Yes. So we'll be back in just a moment as we get ready to start the second half. Remember, your halftime brought to you by your Albany Hy-Vee. We're back with more in a moment on Albany TV.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms and ranches is at the heart of what we do. After all, it's where we got our start more than 90 years ago. We understand the hard work that goes into building and sustaining your business. And that's why we offer customizable policies that protect everything you worked hard for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves. Contact me today.
For details, stop by and talk to Agent David Smith at 116 South Smith Street in Albany or at 303 North Park Street in Stanberry, or call 660-726-3536 today.
And welcome back out again here to Princeton. Remember, your halftime tonight here on Albany TV, brought to you by your Albany Hy-Vee. Find everything on your grocery list and a smile in the aisles at your Albany Hy-Vee. As we get ready to start third quarter action, it will be Albany basketball. They will start out with their original 5 starters: Brooke Wink, Addison Crawford, Jenna Smith, Haley Wink, Jordan Sturkis. For Princeton, they will start out with Claire Buckler, Grace Kelly, Gracie Allnut, Addie Henke as the shot no good. That time from the Warriors. Also out on the floor as Crawford gets the pass there from Haley Wink off the steal. She puts it up and in for 2. Also out on the floor for Princeton is Megan Duncan and Gracie Allnut.
A little box and one here with Crawford guarding Addie Henke.
And looks like just a straight man-to-man
They're
defense.
back man-to-man. You're right.
And Grace Kelly comes in. She will be fouled. Will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. As the foul this time going to go against Jenna Smith. That will just be her first. Team's first as well.
Well, I thought she was going to get by with that for a minute, but nothing escapes the eye of Ron Maddox.
No. Great official here in Northwest Missouri over the past couple of years.
To me, one of the top guys out there.
Grace Kelly sinks the first. And the second.
And for me, it's not just his judgment and ability to call a good game, but also his demeanor.
Pass thrown up, stolen away here by Addie Henke. Gets it to Claire Buckler on the baseline. And from the block, Buckler puts it in off glass for 2. Crawford brings ball across midcourt. Loses it as Duncan. And Crawford will tie it up for a jump ball. Goes to Princeton. Addie Henke with the basketball. Over to the right wing. Buckler from 3. Off back iron. Rebound made by Smith. Gets it up for Brooke Wink. And it'll go out of bounds here in favor of Princeton as that half-court pressure defense really getting to the Warriors here in the second quarter and here at the start of the second half.
Against any half-court, against any trapping zone defense, you want to try to get the ball in the middle of the court. But you definitely don't want to hold it long enough to let the trap close unless you know you've got somewhere to go with it.
Allnut sends it back for Kelly. Goes up off glass. Can't get it to fall. Rebound pulled in by Claire Buckler. Pass over to Henke, right wing. Spins, goes up, will be fouled, and will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Foul this time against the Warriors. Goes against Addison Crawford, and that is going to be her second, team's second as well. First free throw from Henke, good. Second free throw from Addie Henke, good. As she makes this a 49-25 ball game with 6:10 left here in the third quarter. Haley Wink going to be called for the travel.
Turnovers really starting to mount.
Said other than when they got the steal in the backcourt, every possession for the Warriors has ended in a turnover. Here to start the second half as Claire Buckler puts it in off glass for 2.
Well, 2 minutes, they've had 4, make it 5 turnovers. And this is what we've seen from the Warriors. One quarter where they look really good, and then just they have to substitute. And then when things come back, they never come back to the way they were, whether it's emotion, whether it's mental focus, or whatever it is.
As they get the ball into Hankey, she'll put it up off glass for 2. 53-25 as the pass to Crawford goes out of bounds. And another turnover here in the second half against the Warriors. All nut for Hankey, right wing. Feeding it down inside to Grace Kelly. Splits the defenders. Her shot off glass too strong. Rebound pulled in by Brooke Wink. Quickly sending it up to Crawford. Goes off glass, no good. Sturkis with the rebound will be fouled. Will go to line to shoot 2 free throws. Foul this time going to go against Addie Hankey. That'll be her third, team's first. And Sturkis will miss the first free throw short off the left side as Keely Siddons will check in here for Haley Wink.
Warriors have really had their troubles at the free throw line. Probably not shooting a terrible field goal percentage. They just don't get enough of them.
Second free throw bounces out for Sturkis. So Warriors 2 for 8 so far tonight from the free throw line. Grace Kelly over to the right wing for Buckler. Trying to feed it back inside here. And the shot no good. That time off the hands of Mackenzie Duncan. Jump ball goes here to the Warriors.
Well, now the Princeton pulls the press off because they're real close to being in running clock territory.
Yeah. Trying to feed it inside for Sturkis. Knocked away by Grace Kelly. Picked up by Duncan up to Hankey. Goes up, and she will be fouled. Will go to line to shoot 2 free throws. As they're going to get they're going to get Addison Crawford on the foul. That will be her third, team's third as well. First free throw from Hankey is good. And now Lexi Nicely will check in here for the Warriors, as she'll check in here for Jordan Sturkis with 4:51 left here in the third quarter. Randa Shahan will check in here for Gracie Allnutt. And checking in will be Audrey Kelly for Claire Buckler. 54-25, 4:51 left here in the third quarter. Addie Hankey looking to make this a 30-point ball game. And does. Brooke Wink's pass over to Jenna Smith, left wing, back to Brooke Wink, goes up, off glass for 2.
Well, since the Warriors had that 15-14 lead, Princeton's on a 41-13 run. In a little over a quarter, about a quarter and a half.
As knocking it in high off the glass, that time Mackenzie Duncan. Brooke Wink, top of the key, tries the 3, can't get it to go in. Rebound pulled in by Grace Kelly. Mackenzie Duncan trying to feed it inside to Grace Kelly, knocked around, picked up by Jenna Smith. Brooke Wink will bring the ball across midcourt. Over the left wing for Smith. Dribbles in, puts up the shot, off back iron, rebound pulled in by Duncan. Quickly sending it up, and the pass going to go out of bounds as they try to get the pass, that time into Grace Kelly. Haley Wink will check in here for Brooke Wink. And Claire Buckler will check in for Hankey. (57-27) is the lead here for Princeton. Keely Siddons into the corner here to Haley Wink. Smith over to Crawford, left wing. Nicely for Smith. Over to Haley Wink, right wing. Back to Smith. Spins, puts up the shot, leaves it short. Shahan with the rebound.
Well, the Warriors have people open for shots, and they just can't look beyond the one pass, and they look in one spot, and that's it.
Grace Kelly goes up, can't get the shot to fall. Haley Wink with the rebound. The pass to Crawford up at the top of the key. For Smith, her shot. Long rebound made here by Mackenzie Duncan. Claire Buckler puts it up and in for two.
Well, Princeton only has 9 players. They can't sit them all down.
Jenna Smith up for Crawford. And they're going to get a travel here against the Warriors with 2:34 left here in the third. Checking in for Princeton is Hannah Min. And checking in for the Warriors, again, will be Jordan Sturkis, Jasmine Valderrama. Buckler, top of the key. Over for Audrey Kelly. Back to Buckler. Trying to get to Shahan, knocked away by Sturkis. And a timeout going to be called here by the Warriors to keep possession as Sturkis runs down the loose ball. We're back after this Petty John Center timeout here on Albany TV.
Hogue Lumber Company in Albany is here to help you with all of your DIY projects. Whether you're doing a home remodel, some repair work, a painting job, or a plumbing job, Hogue Lumber Company's dedicated staff can help you get the materials that you need to do the job right. Hogue Lumber Company in Albany is your trusted hometown hardware store and lumber yard for more than 4 decades.
And welcome back out again here to Princeton. 59-27 is the Princeton girls' lead here over Albany.
And I'll give Jordan Sturkis down 32 points.
Yes.
Loose ball rolling the other end. Dives on the floor to save it from going out of bounds. They get a timeout.
Well, not only that,
in a game
also
where
forced the turnover as well.
Well, and in a game that is out of reach for the most part.
Sturkis from the left elbow, can't get the shot to fall. And be a jump ball, goes to Princeton.
But that at least
yes,
they wants to play. And we've talked about the 50-50 balls. There was one of them.
And that's kind of been one of the knocks so far this season. A lot of the Warriors not willing to get on the floor. That time, you see Sturkis running half the length of the court and getting on the floor. Claire Buckler goes up, can't get the shot to go.
Is that you?
So 1:49 left to play here in the third. Buckler at the free throw line. As the foul that time went against Jasmine Valderrama, Buckler hits the first. And Buckler gets the second to roll around and fall in as well. 61-27, Princeton with the lead here over Albany.
So we are most definitely going to be in a running clock.
Hankey comes away with the steal, gets it to Buckler. She's going to get called for the travel. Sturkis, Haley Wink on the baseline. Her shot is good.
Good passing by the two freshmen to find each other, set up, knock one down.
Hankey right wing up top to Buckler. Over to left wing here for Duncan. And they're going to get a charge here against Addie Hankey. That'll be her fourth.
Well, Coach Richmond's not going to like the call, but that may be one of those. It's time to the referee's telling you it's time to get her out.
And they're going to end up giving a technical here as well.
Well, sometimes referees send you a message in a lot of ways.
Yes.
That was a message. And the referee did a good job. I don't know what was said, what was done, but instead of staying there to invite further conflict. He walks away from it.
So Brooke Wink will shoot for the free throws here. And Brooke Wink will hit the first. And the second one good as well. It'll be Albany basketball here with 1:08 left here in the third quarter, 61-31. Keely Siddons sends over to left wing for Haley Wink, down to the baseline for Jenna Smith. For Sturkis, spins around, puts up the shot, misses off front iron, gets back to her. This time hits off back iron. Back in transition, Hankey with the basketball, loses it. It's going to go out of bounds here off of Albany. 50 seconds remain here in the third quarter. Checking in for Princeton will be Audrey Kelly, as she'll check in here for Addie Hankey. Audrey Kelly drives and have it blocked away here by Jordan Sturkis. Brooke Wink sends it back out for Siddons. Over to the right wing for Haley Wink to her sister Brooke. Jordan Sturkis inside, puts it in for two. 61-33 is the Princeton lead. 20 seconds remain here in the third quarter. Mackenzie Duncan left wing, up top for Audrey Kelly. Over for Hannah Min. For Shahan. Inside to Duncan. Goes up, off glass for two.
The Warriors have just had all kinds of trouble on that baseline screen. They just haven't been able to guard it because they don't get off and help in the middle of the lane when the ball goes away from their side of the floor.
We'll go to the fourth quarter, 63-33. Princeton with the lead. We're back with more in a moment.
Guys, Valentine's Day is in 7 days. I repeat, Valentine's Day is in 7 days. Thankfully, Briar Patch Flowers and Gifts on the west side of the square in Albany is here to help you out. The Briar Patch can help you look good this Valentine's Day with fresh flower arrangements, candy bouquets, green plants, customized cups, and so much more. You still have time, so call Marilyn at the Briar Patch on the west side of the square in Albany at 660-726-4170 so she can help you navigate Valentine's Day. Sublime Flamingo Boutique on the west side of the square in Albany is your prom dress headquarters in Gentry County. They have prom dresses in stock and are taking appointments now. So schedule your appointment to find the best dress today. If you're needing something stylish and cute for your princess, you don't need to head to the city and the big box stores. Instead, you can visit Sublime Flamingo Boutique in Albany. Call and schedule your appointment early at 660-851-1122 or book online at sublimeflamingoboutique.com. Stay local with Sublime Flamingo Boutique, LLC on the square in Albany.
And welcome back out again here to Princeton as we get ready to start fourth quarter action. It'll be Albany basketball. They trail 63-33. Addison Crawford sends it to Brooke Wink for Sturkis. Back to Crawford from three. Can't get that one to go, and then Sturkis going to be called for the foul. The foul against Jordan Sturkis is going to be her second, team's fifth. Bringing the ball across midcourt here for Princeton as Audrey Kelly gets it to Hannah Min. Up top for Shahan.
There's that same baseline cut.
And getting fouled to go into the line to shoot two here will be Mackenzie Duncan.
Well, Jordan Sturkis the girl Sturkis is guarding is setting the back pick on that baseline screen. And as soon as that ball gets reversed to the other side of the floor, she ought to be in the middle of the floor to help take away that cut. And she's still hugged up against the girl that she's guarding instead of getting off to the ball.
Caitlin Gardner checks in here for Audrey Kelly as time continues to tick away in this running clock, fourth quarter. And hitting the second free throw there is Mackenzie Duncan, as she hits the second one. Crawford over to Lexi Nicely, right wing. And they're going to get her for a travel. Bringing the ball across midcourt here will be Claire Buckler. She'll have it up at the top of the key. Left wing for Duncan. Up top to Gardner. For Shahan from three. Misses it short, out of bounds. 64-33, Princeton with the lead, 6:15 left to play here in the fourth quarter. And checking back in here for the Lady Warriors, Jasmine Valderrama and Keely Siddons. Siddons brings ball across midcourt. Right wing for Valderrama. For Haley Wink, baseline. Her shot is good.
Well, and again, we're seeing really positive signs from both freshmen here.
Mackenzie Duncan, top of the key. Gets it to Shahan, right wing, back to Duncan. And little backdoor cut as Duncan puts it up off glass for two. 66-35, 5.5 left here in the fourth quarter. Sturkis spins around from the right elbow, drains it. And that's kind of been one of her favorite spots over the past couple of games.
That 12, 15-foot jumper.
Yeah.
It's kind of been her shot. Maybe better than down in the low post.
Yes. Shahan gets it down to Buckler on the block, and it'll get stuck. It'll be a jump ball.
Well, I've got to say, this is a first. We saw the ball get stuck in the JV boys game and now in the girls game, and I've never seen it happen twice. Seen it happen one time a lot.
Addie Hankey checks back in along with Audrey Kelly as Claire Buckler and Mackenzie Duncan check out. 5 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. Crawford for Haley Wink. Back to Crawford, up top for Valderrama. To Sturkis. Siddons, right wing three. Drains it.
And with Hankey in the game, she's had a great game. Game's out of reach. I would be really surprised if you see her trying to be aggressive and try to score. She may become a facilitator for her teammates in a game like this.
Hannah Min, top of the key, into the corner for Hankey.
Nope, I was wrong.
Shot from three from the corner, drains it. .4:15 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Jasmine Valderrama, left wing, up top for Siddons. Right wing for Crawford. Sturkis down to Haley Wink, back to Crawford, right wing three. Drains it.
Raining threes.
Last three possessions. Siddons, Hankey, and then Crawford. Hankey with the basketball, left wing. Trying to send it down to Gardner. Her shot tipped and blocked away, picked up here by Sturkis.
But at least Sturkis did come off her girl and try to help on that cut.
Valderrama gets it to Sturkis, left elbow. Her shot bounces out, comes away with the rebound. Can't get it to fall in. Rebound made by Hankey. Hankey trying to leave it off for Allnut. Back out to Audrey Kelly, no good. Rebound made here by Haley Wink. 69-43, 3:20 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Siddons up top for Jasmine Valderrama to Sturkis. Back over to Siddons, right wing three again. This time can't get it to fall. Hankey top of the key. Gets it up top here to Audrey Kelly. For Hannah Min. To Gardner. Into the corner, Hankey. And they're going to get a timeout here for Princeton to sub in. Staying out on the court here, I believe, is Caitlin Girdner. She'll be out there with Randa Shahan, Claire Buckler, Grace Kelly. And also out there is Mackenzie Duncan. 2:46 left to play here in the fourth quarter. 69-43, Princeton with the lead. Grace Kelly up top to Girdner for Shahan. To Duncan. Buckler. Trying to send it down low that time to Mackenzie Duncan in the pass. A little too high, out of bounds, as I think they caught her a little bit late down on the block. 2:25 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Right wing, Jenna Smith to Brooke Wink down to the baseline. Sidesteps a defender, puts it in off glass for two. Duncan brings the ball across midcourt.
When the Warriors have been able to set up in their half-court offense, they've been fairly efficient, had pretty good success. It's just whenever teams put some different pressures on them, they handled the man-to-man pressure, and then the zone pressure got them tonight. And it's just like they've got to be able to make those adjustments.
Brooke Wink will end up fouling out of the game. As checking in for her will be Lexi Nicely with 2:05 left here in the fourth quarter. As Shahan at the free throw line. And Shahan makes the first. And Shahan makes the second as well. Give her 11 points here in the ball game. 71-45, 2 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. Jordan Sturkis at the free throw line, gets it to Crawford. Her shot is good.
Well, the Warriors are moving up on their
They've got 14 points here in the fourth quarter. They had
15
in the first quarter. It was just the second and third quarter. That was a little bit rough for them.
Well, because Princeton pressed in those quarters.
And that time, Jordan Sturkis gets the block. That time on Grace Kelly. Gets it up now for Haley Wink. Jordan Sturkis dribbles in. Her shot is good. Gives Sturkis now 16 points here in the ball game.
A double-double for her. Got 10 rebounds so far in the game as well.
Also quite a few blocks as well. It's another good game by the freshman, and she's going to pick up the foul here as Grace Kelly will go to the free throw line. Foul here against Sturkis is going to be her third. Keely Siddons, Jasmine Valderrama will be ready to check in after this first free throw from Grace Kelly. And Kelly hits the first. Haley Wink, Addison Crawford will both check out. Second free throw from Grace Kelly is good. She's got 14 here in the ball game. The pass to Jenna Smith, stolen away here by Randa Shahan. Getting back to try and pick up the charge was Jordan Sturkis. A good no call.
Pretty good no call, yeah.
As that one goes out of bounds. But again, props to Sturkis running back to try and pick up that charge.
Now, had she fallen down, she might have gotten that call.
Shahan drives in. Again, another block there by Sturkis, but goes right to Grace Kelly, who puts it up off glass for two. 75-49, Princeton with the lead. 35 seconds left here in this ball game. Jenna Smith up top for Lexi Nicely. Over to Jasmine Valderrama into the corner. Siddons from three. Off back iron, rebound made by Duncan.
You think Princeton would just hold it out here, end it.
Randa Shahan, right wing. Up top for Grace Kelly, back to Shahan, and a timeout going to be called here by Princeton. And I think it was to single out the 3 seniors here for Princeton. Buckler will hold it here.
They actually have 4, but maybe they don't have.
Oh, sorry,
I don't
4.
Know. I don't know about the Looper. I haven't seen. Maybe she's not with them.
I've not seen Looper tonight, but so again, it's a 75-49 final in favor of Princeton. We're back at the BTC Bank post game and tonight's winner circle player of the game when we come back in a moment.
Show your school spirit with a BTC Bank school mascot debit card. Choose the card that fits your favorite local school, and you can earn that school extra cash. Available for new accounts or replacement cards for an existing account. Visit one of BTC Bank locations and get your school mascot debit card today, where they can instantly issue your new card. BTC Bank, community-minded just like you. Member FDIC.
Community-minded just like you. BTC Bank.
Welcome back out again here to Princeton. It's a 75-49 final in favor of the Princeton girls. Let's take a look here at the stats. For Princeton, they shoot 28 for 59 from the field, 4 for 10 from behind the three-point arc, 15 for 24 from the free throw line. They're led in scoring tonight by Addie Hankey with 29 points, 16 points for Grace Kelly, 11 points for Randa Shahan, 9 points for Mackenzie Duncan, 8 points for Claire Buckler, 2 points for Gracie Allnut. For Albany, they shoot 21 of 49 from the field, 3 for 10 from behind the three-point arc, 4 for 12 from the free throw line. They're led in scoring tonight by Jordan Circus with 16 points, 10 points on the night for Addison Crawford, 8 points from Haley Wink, 6 points from Jenna Smith, and Brooke Wink, 3 points from Keely Siddons. And Mike, tonight's winner circle trophies and awards North player of the game goes to Addie Hankey.
Oh yeah, really had to be the only choice. Although some other girl, I mean, she didn't do all the scoring, but it seemed like she had everything every time they needed to break something loose.